Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Esoteric Influences for the 17th through the 23rd of January 2021. Well, here we are. It's a inauguration week, and I'm going to turn my phone down here. I've been getting some pictures from my youngest son of our grandchildren, so it's been dinging. I've done this once, and I got to the end of it, and it froze on me. So I don't know. We'll see how we can get through this one. Maybe I don't know. Let's see. We've got mutation, awareness, and synthesis are the active human design channels. Those activated by transit this week. We'll talk about those as they come up. But let's go ahead and get started on Sunday, the 17th of January 2021. We have an 8 energy. 1 and 7 reduces to 8. So we have and that's someone who's pragmatic, who's a leader, who's interested in doing all kinds of making something of themselves, basically. So a lot of ambition with the 8. But again, I view it as the rune Tiwaz, which is the spiritual warrior within. So try to incorporate a little bit of that into it. The rune for today is Birkenau, which is healing, fertility, new beginnings, birth, and progress. Sort of aligns pretty well with the 8 energy. We have Conjunctio, which is joining and union. The moon's in Pisces until Aries at 11:08 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight. So Pisces all day long and Aries at the end of the day. And no active human design channels today on Sunday. So with Birkenau's healing influence on Sunday, use that awareness to protect self and others by following all safety protocols regarding the virus. Remain aligned with others in a shared path that preserves the health and safety of all. And that's realistically kind of what we've been doing as well. And we need to continue. If you've got your vaccines, continue to wear a mask and all of that. Because now we don't have any vaccines in the reserve, do we? They said, oh yeah, we're sending them out, and they knew full well they didn't have them. The depraved indifference of these people, I'm telling you, we're going to find out so much. It's just going to be insane. While the moon is still in Pisces, take time to nurture your own emotional and spiritual balance, particularly if frustrations arise on Sunday. Avoid excess and trust your intuition, allowing it to guide your interactions with others. Express your truth, but in a calm and compassionate manner. Use discretion with others, but not at the expense of your integrity. In other words, establish boundaries that respect the input of all. Your leadership will guide others through both limitation and opportunity, but not if you give away your values or integrity to gather support at any cost. This is not a time to give yourself away and take the easy way. It just isn't. Right now, we need to buckle down and really focus on doing the right thing instead of the expedient and self-possessed thing that we've been witnessing all this time. Monday, the 18th of January, we have a 9 energy that day. Perthrow is the rune for that day. So we're talking fate, chance, cause and effect, synchronicity. Also is about childbirth. So the birth of something new. Again, the same as with Monday. We've got Acquisitio, which is the geomancy rune, which is gain. It's fortune, overconfidence, excessive behavior. It signals being goal-directed. Let's see, the moon is fully in Aries on Monday, and there's no human design channels activated by transits on Monday. So although you might feel like setting off on a new adventure on Monday, your intuition might suggest otherwise. Take a self-disciplined approach and watch for synchronicities to occur and observe their greater message. Remain alert to the unexpected and express compassion to others. The Aries moon has you ready to set a new course, but again, patience is necessary for the best outcome. Establish a new routine or develop habits that promote success, and watch for indications that demonstrate you're on the right path. Again, synchronicity there. It's going to come in the form of that. Keep your ego in check so that you remain open to the ideas of others. Otherwise, your arrogance may foster mistrust when mutual understanding is needed. Remember that from opposing ideas, a new path can emerge. On Tuesday, the 19th, 19 reduces to 10, 9 and 1 is 10, and that reduces to 1. You can either look at it as the 10 or as the 1, but I just do the reduction. So we're talking new beginnings, wholeness, unity, and all of that. Kenaz is the rune for Tuesday. So we're talking the torch or the light of spirit, clarity, revelation, healing, well-being, transformation, love, and awakening. Caput Draconis is the geomancy rune for the day. So we're talking there the influence of the north node of the moon or the future. It denotes new beginnings and the upper kingdom, instead of the lower threshold of Kata Draconis, or the past and karma, the influence of karma. We're looking at toward the future here on Tuesday. The moon is still in Aries and no human design channels activated by transits that day. So it appears that you're on the threshold of new experiences on Tuesday, which you approach with optimism and faith. Pay attention to synchronicities as a new path unfolds. You may prefer a solitary focus on Tuesday, little Mars energy on Tuesday, even though a sextile between the moon and Mercury indicates that you're able to express your thoughts well to others. A square with Venus suggests that expressing your emotions might prove difficult, so spending time by yourself may be just what you need to stay focused and productive. Maximize your potential by pressing on through challenges and by avoiding a superficial approach on Tuesday. If in a supervisory position with others, delegate responsibility to others as well as the resources they need to make progress. Although you may need your own space today, know that the role you extend to others will ensure success for all. It's that trust between you and your staff to carry out what they need to do without your input. You've given them the mandate, you've given them the direction, they possess the skills, now let them go. And you can go hide in your office for the day if you need to. It's fine. It's nothing wrong with that. They'll probably appreciate it. Anyway, Wednesday the 20th, that's inauguration day. We're going to talk a little bit about that, about the void of course moon at the end, because inauguration is going to take place during void of course. And remember, void of course moon simply means there's no significant interactions with the moon and any planet. So they're not aspecting anything significant during this time. It comes toward the end of the time that the sign or the moon is in a particular sign, and in that transitional, it's just a transitional period where you just don't have a whole lot of influence. It's not that there aren't influences, but there's less. So you have a little more control. I like to work magic during that time, even though if they say, oh, never work magic during a void of course moon. It's like, well, why not? You don't have a whole lot of influence. It's just you, right? Well, anyway, not completely, but sort of. So I like to do it. So anyway, just keep that in mind. Alyi's is the rune for the day. We're talking the elk, protection, the bridge between physical and astral realms, higher consciousness, divinity. But that said, Pur is the geomancy rune for the day. And we're talking little boy energy that's unstable, impulsive, risk-oriented. So, you can kind of take that the way you want to. There's the area around the White House and the Capitol. It's they've established a green zone, I guess. So, so now nobody gets to go and watch, but, it's better than what could happen, right? So we have the moon is in Aries until Taurus in the morning, late morning, 10:56 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So about an hour after the inaugural starts, we'll be shifting into Taurus, kind of foundation and structure and stability and money and routine and all of that. But we're shifting from impulsive Aries into more stable Taurus during that time. Let's see, human design channels, mutation. It's our first channel that's active this next week. That's energy that both fluctuates or changes and initiates. It's kind of apropos for inauguration day. So if feeling somewhat scattered or at loose ends on Wednesday, allow your perceptions to shift to a higher level of understanding. Collaborate with others and focus on practical matters and taking care of routine tasks. The moon traveling into Taurus in late morning reinforces your emotional need for stability and routine. Although you value authority, you also need to chart your own path in life, deriving strength from the challenges you face. So that's a real Taurian experience there. So although you may feel somewhat risk averse today, if opportunity arises, don't be afraid to consider your options. With the channel of mutation active on Wednesday, you can rise above any confusion or limitation experienced by patiently waiting for the right moment to arise. I know that's a tough one. Most of us in the world, though, are generator type personalities, and we all need to wait until something's offered to us before we respond. It's called waiting to respond. Only the manifestors and the manifesting generators can start things that they then need others to finish, right? So anyway, let's see. Now I've lost my place. Let's see. Well, let's see. I did that today. Okay, with the channel of mutation active today, you can rise above any confusion or limitation experienced. I'll just say it again, by patiently waiting for the right moment to arise. That way there's no confusion. It's like, what did she say about that? She gabbed a little, but anyway. Understand the facts involved to avoid reacting emotionally, particularly if in a leadership role with others. Your awareness and willingness to destroy old paradigms should attract others to your cause. Being able to see beyond the moment to something better is a good thing. Sometimes you got to change your mind about stuff, especially when new information comes out, or maybe you're going in a direction that does not seem fruitful. So now it's okay, we got to regroup and reassess. People actually appreciate that. If you're supervising someone and they know something isn't working out, well, they need to know that the boss is willing to shift direction if necessary. So that's always a good thing. Now, about the inauguration and the void of course moon at that time, it might indicate a bubble of protection, possibly away from any direct planetary influences or aspects with the moon, as that moon travels from Aries to Taurus. One of the things in the stelliums that day, that if you want to see this on the blog, you'll see it there, or if you want to sign up for the newsletter, you can get this in your inbox, and I include the aspects that are included in the moon information, and also some planetary aspect patterns that I think are significant. Stelliums, which are power interactions, I like to include those because it's a conjunct of planets together that increase each other's effect. And so we've got Mars, Uranus, and Lilith describing high-risk behavior and a lack of self-discipline, as well as Sun, Jupiter, Saturn, balancing optimism and enthusiasm with self-discipline. So you see maybe the transition from the erratic administration into the more self-disciplined one, maybe. That could be what that's about. The 21st of January, Thursday, we have a 3 energy for that day. Catalytic in nature, mind, body, spirit balance, communication. The rune is Nathis, the first rune, Norn rune of the week. We get the second one on Friday. Let's see, we're talking inner friction, goals, protection, binding, positive change, and need. It's the Norn rune of the future. But we have Tristitia, sadness, grief, evil, protection, grudges, quick temper, and secretive. Now, for the geomancy runes, so we're trying to move out of that, and so we need to bind together that which will make that happen, perhaps. The moon is fully in Taurus on Thursday, and the human design channel active on Thursday is awareness, which is sudden knowing, inspired thinking, and renewal. So as we continue to take measures to stay safe from the virus, offer compassion to those experiencing grief and loss on Thursday. Lots of people have lost a lot of people. So remain aware of your surroundings and take a reasoned approach with others. Let go of behavior and perceptions that don't serve the safety of all, and be a beacon of light for others to follow. A conjunct between the moon and Lilith at 10 degrees Taurus indicates that you may resist moving out of your comfort zone. However, while self-discipline is always a good thing, so is an unconventional approach. So that's also moon conjunct Uranus. So we got a little bit of both going on Thursday. Allow inspiration to take hold, avoiding a rigid approach. Assert yourself only if there are no other options available, making certain that your words align with your actions so that others don't view you as irrational. Instead, balance your spiritual and emotional awareness so that you approach others with dignity and grace on Thursday. Now on Friday, the 22nd is a powerful number. It's the cosmic builder. It's a master number for profound soul level change. Let's see, Hagalaz, perfect rune, second Norn rune for the week. Destruction within established boundaries, the witch rune, the Norn rune of the past. Protection, celestial ice egg, and trance work are its meanings. And then Rubius is the geomancy rune for the day, the adult version of Pur. Misuse of power, it's considered evil. Sexual power, and not in a good way. Destruction, violence, passion, and temper. Let's see, it's not the power of using your sexuality or anything like that. It's more of the criminal side of that. Let's see, moon until the moon is in Taurus until Gemini at 11:43 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so all day it's in Taurus. And we have 2 human design channels active on Friday, awareness and synthesis. And you'll remember awareness is sudden knowing and inspired thinking, and renewal, while synthesis is being sensitive to the needs and values of the collective. So the second Norn rune in a row this week, Hagalaz, describes destruction or changed within a fixed framework, otherwise known as witchcraft. And with Rubius also influencing today, it may take a focused effort to overcome any temper that surfaces. I need to change something right there and make that a Y. Whether you're own or that of others, utilize the cosmic builder energy of today's 22 numerology to cast your intention to rise above deception and delusion and the machinations of those who seek division over unity. Until the moon travels into Gemini just before midnight, you may begin to feel indecisive if you listen only to what your mind has to offer. Choose then a higher path and let the light of spirit inform your direction forward. Foster harmony with others and motivate them to seek the same. Take a reasonable approach on Friday to any challenges faced while remaining sensitive to the needs and input of others. Reassess what's taken place to inform the future and reject old paradigms that no longer serve the collective. Consult others who might have an inspiring perspective if you feel like that's going to be helpful on Friday. We don't need to go it alone. Saturday, the 23rd of January, is a 5 energy for that day. Yira is the rune for that day. We're talking unfolding awareness and energetic alignment, growth, transformation, and cycles. Populus is the geomancy rune for the day, meaning people, group behavior, follower. It's a passive influence. So again, what kind of group and, what are you following, because you're not asserting yourself within that. The moon's in Gemini on Saturday, and the human design channels are still awareness and synthesis. Changes experienced on Saturday could be transformative and profound, particularly as a new administration takes over and more information comes out about the insurrection at the Capitol earlier in the month, as well as the fact that we don't have any vaccines in reserve. All of that's going to be dealt with. Following a group can work either for or against you to keep your head above the fray and stay focused on truth instead of conspiracy. With the moon in chatty and engaging Gemini, you may seek out others for conversation and to catch up. Make plans for a future get-together, and if an in-person gathering isn't possible yet, plan an online one instead. Your relationships with others are part of your foundation. So take time for others right now who will greatly appreciate your compassionate nature, because that's just sorely needed right now. A pragmatic and realistic approach is required now with an eye toward consensus. With others, develop an agenda that focuses on the needs of the collective while respecting the input and boundaries of others. Know that as an extraordinarily difficult period ends, in terms of also saying the word extraordinarily, a new and more hopeful path begins. So there you have your esoteric influences. I will show you the bind rune for this week. It involves, let's see, what does it involve? It involves, it's the undeveloped potential for balanced energy exchange with others and fellowship. So it involves Ingus and Ansus and Gebo. And this is going to go up, it's also in the newsletter that went out, but it's also going to go up on the side panel. And I'll do a little small post to link to on the blog itself for that. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll get together again tomorrow for Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune. for the Monday version of it, and then again we'll do another one on Thursday. And last week I kept track of what we did on Monday and used it sort of to look at in conjunction with what happened, what I did on Thursday. So I like doing that, and I'm going to keep doing that for, I think, from now on. So we're going to make it sort of a combined experience then on the tarot and rune video. So anyhow, I guess that's it. I'm going to go look at the pictures of my grandkids that my son sent. And I told him to hang tight for about a half hour before sending any more because I'm doing the video. Anyhow, thanks again so much for watching. Click subscribe. I'd love you to do that. Follow me. I've got links down below the video. Follow me on Patreon. That I realize that's a membership site, a paid site, a patron site. It only costs $1 to join. You can either do it monthly or you can do it by the year, whichever you want to do. If you don't want to do it 1 month, for example, then you don't have to do it. But if you do unlock it for a month, you get access to everything that's there. So, you know, if you just want to do it now and then, you can do it that way. Anything is greatly appreciated. And I guess that's it. Let's see. Oh, you can follow me over on Medium. I do stuff over there as well. But I guess that's it. So have a wonderful week, and stay present, and pay attention to everything that's going on. Watch for synchronicities. They're so important this week. And live in truth. And wear a mask if you go out and about around anyone at all, whether you're inside or out. And be good to yourself. Be good to one another. And blessed be.